chance that you would take a professional bout in the future after Mike, or is that off the table?
That's on it. It's on it. It's been talks. It's been talks. It's possible.
Okay, so not totally against that possibility.
No, not at all. Not at all. But we just don't know.
Both in the prime, I would probably pick Mayweather to win, just like I would probably pick Pacquiao to win, both in the prime.
Ooh, to beat Crawford.
Yeah, I think so.
Prime for prime? Nice.
Yeah. But is Crawford one of the greatest of all time? 100%. There definitely he is.
He's number one right now. He's number one. This is his generation. This is his timeline. He is the king right now.
Floyd Mayweather has opened up about his comeback plans for 2026. He confirmed that his first fight will happen this year against Mike Tyson, but clarified it will be an exhibition match. What stood out was his announcement that after facing Tyson, he is gearing up for a professional bout, possibly against Terence Crawford. Mayweather mentioned that discussions are underway for a fully sanctioned fight and stressed that he and his team are putting in serious effort to make this return official.
Everything is going great. You know, I feel good. Working hard each and every day. And I can't wait for 2026.
Whenever fans talk about dream matchups in boxing, Floyd Mayweather's name always comes up. Even after retiring, he continues to dominate conversations, and people endlessly debate if he could take on today's top fighters. Recently, Robert Garcia gave a reality check on the idea of Mayweather facing Terence Crawford. He pointed out that while Mayweather had an incredible career, he never achieved what Crawford and Manny Pacquiao did by becoming undisputed champions. Still, Garcia admitted that because of Mayweather's skill and presence, he would probably pick Floyd to win if such a matchup ever happened.
And he doesn't need it anymore.
With his accomplishments, the only man to ever do 3 weight divisions undisputed, is he now a part of the greatest of all time conversation? And not of this era, but of all time.
Definitely is the greatest, one of the greatest of all times. You know, there's still greats out there. There's still, you know, his era or last era, you know, with the Mayweathers, with the Pacquiaos. I think he's, you know, already accomplished more than Pacquiao was 8 division, so we could argue there because Pacquiao was 8 division is almost impossible, and he did it. Mayweather never became undisputed. He's a 5 division champion, but never became undisputed. Never really followed that unification stuff like that. So I think when it comes to accomplishments, I think he's already done more.
Robert Garcia didn't hold back in highlighting what makes Crawford stand out. Crawford achieved something Mayweather never did. He unified every belt in his division. Manny Pacquiao also earned undisputed recognition across multiple weight classes. Garcia noted that in comparison, Floyd's record feels incomplete. Mayweather stayed undefeated, beat legendary opponents, and dominated the sport, yet never held undisputed status. For Garcia, that doesn't take away from Floyd's greatness, but it does show why Crawford is considered one of boxing's most complete fighters. Even so, drawing from his first-hand experience, Garcia explained why he would still pick Floyd to win. He said Floyd's defense, timing, and ring intelligence are simply unmatched.
I'd probably still pick Mayweather, both in the prime. I would probably pick Mayweather to win, just like I would probably pick Pacquiao to win, both in the prime.
Ooh, to beat Crawford.
Yeah, I think so.
Prime for prime? Nice.
Yeah. But is Crawford one of the greatest of all time? 100%. There definitely he is.
With all that said, what can you ultimately say about what occurred and what we saw Saturday night?
It was a great event, great turnout, 70,000 plus people. Gate was fucking insane from what I understand. You know, fucking that's good for boxing, man. Good for boxing, good for all the younger fighters. You know, all these new things going on. I think it's going to be a positive thing for all the younger fighters.
Adido pointed out that Floyd Mayweather has 2 sides, each legendary in its own way. First, there was Pretty Boy Floyd, the fearless young fighter who overwhelmed opponents with speed, aggression, and precise combinations. Then came Money Mayweather, the strategist, defensive master, and pay-per-view superstar who built boxing's biggest empire. Allow called Floyd a genius for shaping not just his fighting style, but also his image, giving each persona its own impact. Pretty Boy Floyd drew fans with bold moves and knockouts, while Money Mayweather impressed with mind games, technical skill, and the ability to turn fights into global events. Together, Both phases of his career left a mark on boxing few can match, making him not just a fighter, but a pioneer of the sport's modern business side.
I'm sorry. He's a genius. He is a fucking... You know, when I get bored with today's crop of boxers, and Terence, to be fair, has kind of helped me out of my boredom, but sometimes I just go on YouTube and I watch the 24/7s, and then I watch the fight. I'm not joking. I watch the whole fucking episodes, and then I watch the fight. And my guy is a genius. A genius. There will always be an argument, oh, you should have fought that person then. And I get it. I get it. Right? It's kind of the argument you can't throw at Muhammad Ali, right? You could throw that argument at Floyd. But dude, unbeaten is unbeaten. Unbeaten is unbeaten. Multi-weight world champion is multi-weight world champion. Do you know what I mean? I've never seen a boxer so like, I'm going to work you out, and then when I work you out, you're done. Shall I repeat that? I'm going to work you out, and when I work you out, you're done. And Floyd had this thing where first 2 rounds, you think, oh shit, man, this guy's in this fighting, and then he works you out. And then he works you out. Floyd, Pretty Boy Floyd was better than Money, but Money Floyd had obviously the fights, right? In terms of the fights that brought all the eyeballs onto him, Oscar De La Hoya fights, you know what I mean? That Pretty Boy Floyd was, look, Diego Corrales is probably the best performance really from Pretty Boy Floyd, right? Corrales, I think, was unbeaten at the time, and look what he did to him. But Money Floyd brought the eyeballs on. That's when he started being controversial. Genius outside the ring in terms of marketing, genius inside the ring in terms of defensively, offensively as well. People don't give him as much credit offensively.
Zab Judah, who has fought Floyd before, didn't hesitate to name Terence Crawford as the top fighter of this generation. He noted that every era has its standout star, and right now, that belongs to Crawford. Judah recalled when Canelo Alvarez said Crawford might even be better than Floyd and stressed that this shouldn't be dismissed. He pointed out that Crawford has proven himself against elite opponents across multiple weight classes, and his style is so complete that no one has figured out how to defeat him. While respecting Floyd's legacy, Judah made it clear that the spotlight now belongs to Crawford, saying that comparisons across eras are natural, but Crawford deserves recognition as today's #1 fighter.
Right now, number one. This is his generation. This is his timeline. He is the king right now.
Just seen in the press conference, Canelo said that Crawford's better than Mayweather. What did you think?
He's not lying. He fought him. He should know. How can somebody tell somebody that fought both of these guys, he know.
Yeah.
If anybody would know, Canelo would know.
What do you think's next for both?
I don't know.
Too early? You like to see a rematch?
Probably rematch. Rematches always sound good. But in a rematch, it'll be the same thing.
Yeah. Cool.
Matter of fact, in a rematch, I'm predicting stoppage earlier.
Yeah. I think so too.
Yeah. I think so.
Breadman Edwards offered a different perspective, dismissing the idea of Floyd Mayweather facing Terence Crawford. He said such a fight feels forced and unnecessary, arguing that Crawford deserves to enjoy his current success without constant comparisons to past legends. Edwards suggested that if Floyd wanted a crossover spectacle, a matchup with Roy Jones Jr. would make more sense because of the names and fan interest. He emphasized that Crawford is in his prime and should be celebrated for his achievements now, not dragged into hypothetical debates. According to Edwards, matching him with Floyd would overshadow Crawford's moment and distract from the historical weight of his accomplishments. Boxing should stop chasing fantasy fights and let Crawford shine as a symbol of greatness in his own era.
See, never gonna get this fight, unfortunately. Just two different generations. And I'm not necessarily asking you who would win. But if Floyd and Crawford were to cross paths prime for prime, would you just put that as that's 50-50, man? I don't know. Or are you just like, I might still give the edge to Floyd?
Man, I don't really want to compare them right now, Hans, if we seeing everything that's going on with Floyd and Roy. You know what I mean? And, they competitive guys. Next thing you know, Bud and Floyd to be mad at each other, man, and wanting to fight because people is like putting them against each other. Let's just enjoy the moment. I don't know. It's a close fight. It's things Floyd do better. It's things that Bud do better. But I'd rather not say, because I'm not going to just lie and just say nothing, like, and make up something just to. I got my opinion on, you know, how the fights would go, and, you know, but I think we should just let the man enjoy his great moment. He's a great fighter. And I see a lot of immature stuff, and I don't like the way things is going with Floyd and Roy. They two guys that a lot of the younger guys look up to, and they taking shots at each other in the media because of the who's better and all that kind of stuff. So, you know, I just want to see Bud enjoy his moment. And, you know, unfortunately, they didn't fight. You know, they could have made, they kind of two different eras, though. Even though they was fighting at the same time, Floyd kind of was doing his different thing over there with PBC, and Bud's a lot young, about 10 years younger than him. So it didn't happen, and we got to just live with it. You know what I mean?
Sean Porter shared his thoughts on the surprising announcement of Floyd Mayweather versus Mike Tyson, calling it more like a street fight than a real boxing match. He pointed out that there's genuine tension between the two, with old grudges making the clash personal, beyond just skill or strategy. Porter questioned whether boxing authorities would even approve it as an official fight. He said while the matchup could grab attention, it also risks crossing lines the sport doesn't want crossed, making him doubtful it will ever happen in a proper ring. Many analysts have also criticized the trend of exhibition fights featuring legends like Floyd, Mike Tyson, and Jake Paul, saying these events focus more on hype and big names than true competitive boxing.
You don't see this one coming unless you know the history of these two guys.
Yeah, they don't like each other too much, do they, Sean?
When you look at the history, it's kind of like sense for a street fight. It doesn't make sense for like a in the ring situation, and so it's kind of like, I guess for the sake of words, crazier things have happened, and then now you have to say, well, no, it doesn't get crazier than this.
Yeah, you're not kidding, right? You know, obviously we watched Mike Sean in November against Jake Paul. I think clearly those guys like each other. Floyd and Mike, not so much. Obviously, there's been some tension there over the years. Do you think they go in there, despite the fact that this is an exhibition fight? I mean, do they go in there and do they both try and take each other out?
I don't know what that fight looks like. And, you know, that kind of was my biggest apprehension with coming on with you guys today. It was like, how do you analyze what a fight between Mike Tyson and Floyd Mayweather could look like, right? So then you think about when Floyd got in the ring with Big Show. We already know, like we know now more than we've ever known before that the WWE is fake. It's kind of like acceptable, but it wouldn't be acceptable in a boxing ring. You know, it wouldn't be acceptable if there becomes some sort of weird antics and things like that. I mean, I guess I'll have to do what I did once before with Mike and Jake, and I'm gonna go on record for saying this doesn't happen.
You falls apart sometime before.
This doesn't make sense. I don't know. I don't know how you can make it make sense. I don't know how you can make this one make sense.
And to your point, they may have it, but if they have it, they haven't said it yet. There's no date for the fight, no location that's been announced. So,
right.
Many critics noted that fans didn't even enjoy Jake Paul's fights, raising questions about why boxing keeps relying on retired stars instead of highlighting today's talent. They see this as a sign that the current generation of fighters struggles to draw mainstream attention on their own. Analysts worry that if this trend continues, boxing could lean too much on nostalgia, moving away from its foundation of real, competitive matches.
Stuff like this? No, I didn't like the Jake-Mike fight. I told you guys that. I didn't think Mike should have been fighting then. I don't think he should be fighting now. I don't like the fact that Jake and Gervonta are fighting when Gervonta's a sitting champion. At least these two are retired. But this is an indication, and I've said this over and over, of where boxing is. That this will probably have a ton of intrigue. But it's almost like the WWE rolling out Stone Cold Steve Austin or rest in peace Hulk Hogan whenever they need a big time pop and whenever they need to get the crowd energized because their current stars just aren't hitting the same. This is what boxing feels like right now. Boxing feels like Antiques Roadshow. Honestly, this kind of stuff, that's what it feels like. And again, it's the spectacle, it's the entertainment value, and it is the era of the unpredictable, as Mike says there, but it's not good. I can tell you that. It is not good. This is why we need people like Turkey Al-Sheikh, Eddie Hearn, Oscar De La Hoya, hell, Dana White to come into boxing and fix this shit, because stuff like this and Jake and Gervonta is kind of the norm now. Mike says, I still can't believe Floyd really wants to do this. He added, it's going to be detrimental to his health, but he wants to do it, so it's signed and it's happening. It's not even believable to hear Mike talk like that now. Because, yes, 10 years ago, 20 years ago, 30 years ago, he'd be right. But we saw Mike struggle to walk into the ring versus Jake. And yeah, Mike was dangerous enough for Jake not to engage with him. But Jake, not engaging with him, just circled and jabbed his way to the ending of an exhibition where both guys get their hand raised, and we all feel like, yeah, that wasn't a fight because clearly Mike is not the same, and clearly Jake did not want to take that extra step to try to actually put him away.
Joe Rogan shared his take by focusing on the personal tension between Floyd Mayweather and Mike Tyson. He explained that Floyd has disliked Mike since early in their careers, and that feud could carry into the ring if they ever fight. Rogan suggested Floyd might not stick to his usual defensive style. Instead, he could go for a knockout to settle the grudge once and for all. While Floyd rarely chased knockouts late in his career, Rogan stressed that personal animosity can change a fighter's approach. The idea of Floyd stepping away from his careful style to prove a point against Mike is what makes the matchup so intriguing, even if it's unlikely to happen.
Really? So they're not trying to knock each other out?
No, Mike Tyson and Floyd Mayweather don't like each other. They have not liked each other forever.
Tyson and Mayweather.
Yes.
But they like
Mike
money.
Tyson and Mayweather don't like each other.
Huh.
If there's a fight that might be real, like where Mike Tyson might say, I'm going to knock this motherfucker out, or I'm going to try to knock this motherfucker out.
It would be Floyd? They wouldn't fight.
Yeah, because if you look at like the Jake Paul fight,
They're
no
fighting.
disrespect. And if you look at the Roy Jones fight, no disrespect.
Yeah.
They look like they were sparring.
Yeah.
Right? It looked like there was agreements made.
Yeah.
Working. I do not know if Mike would honor any of those agreements.
Really?
If there was a moment
They've
to
had beef
crack.
for years.
Yeah. If there was a moment
Really?
to really... Could he hit him? I mean, that little motherfucker can move still. At 50 years old, he's so slick.
Yep.
He's still in shape. He's
Yeah,
still
they're
fit.
both old as fuck.
Old
man.
as fuck.
But this is the boxing.
How old is Mayweather?
67.
Dude, Bernard
49?
Hopkins was
49.
still at the best in the world at 50.
Yep.
I mean, that's
Yep.
incredible.
That doesn't mean shit, though.
do you mean?
With this. Because he was
Kentucky's got-
active fighting contenders.
Yeah.
Kentucky's
You're talking
got
about
Gomez
retired
on the
guys.
ground.
You're talking about two retired guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fighting the
that's so
exhibition.
It's just
weird.
money grabs.
It's
just,
so weird,
Yeah, it is weird. It's money grabs. I don't like it, but it's fun. You know, it's something to watch.
I'll hate on it, but I'll tune in.
Yeah, I'll tune in. It's but it's not really fighting.
So Jake Paul's not
entertainment.
going to actually be trying to knock out Gervonta Davis. You know?
There's a reason it
If
says
I had to
exhibitions.
guess- If I had to guess, yeah. The
Jake's-
event itself would be a world-class venue and be presented to a global audience with new in-ring technology elements that will reshape how boxing is presented and scoring is achieved for years to come. What does that mean?
That shit has Abu Dhabi written all over
What
it.
does that mean? This is Tyson versus Mayweather. What does that mean? Where are they doing that? Are they doing that in Saudi Arabia?
But of course.
But of course.
Because they have all the money.
My friend.
And they just go, what do
Yeah.
you want to see? I'd always like to see Floyd Tyson.
Who wants to fight an alligator?
Ariel Helwani wrapped up the discussion with a practical view, saying the Floyd versus Mike fight is unlikely to happen as an official match. He explained that most insiders see it purely as an exhibition for entertainment and money. More importantly, Helwani noted that many consider it a warm-up for Floyd's next real fight, which could be against Terence Crawford in a professional setting. By calling the Tyson bout a sideshow, he shifted focus to the more serious possibility of Floyd returning to sanctioned competition. In Helwani's view, the exhibition is simply a way to generate buzz while talks for a Crawford fight continue.
And Mayweather has been out of the spotlight for a lot longer now.
Yeah.
I don't think there's interest in that.
Does it happen, GC?
No.
No.
Which has more of a chance of happening, Connor? White House card or
White House
Mayweather
card seems
versus-
to be happening. I got to eat my curl on that one. It's
Yeah.
tough. Tyson Floyd,
no chance.
Also, even if it does happen, it's just like, who really cares?
Yeah.
Like, it's not them at their highest level. It's an exhibition. Everybody will clown on it when it eventually does happen.
There is a way that exhibitions can be fun. Tyson versus Roy Jones was actually like the best version of that, right? An exhibition that like I thought was exciting, delivered for the fans, but also that was so long ago for Mike Tyson. The version that we
It was
saw
like
against
early
Jake Paul-
50s.
Yeah, the version that we saw against Jake Paul just can't
Against
do it
the
anymore.
guy around his size, too. Floyd Mayweather is not that.
Roy's pretty small, but
So
no, not as small as Floyd though.
Yeah, Roy fought at heavyweight at one time.
Yeah, Floyd is very small.
Mike Roy was super interesting. It was in the very kind of early stages of the pandemic,
Yeah.
8 months in, but we were
Yeah.
still kind of dark and depressed at that point. And like Tyson hadn't fought, it was nostalgic. It was Roy. Okay, so I got the appeal. I got the appeal of Jake because he was so much younger and he's a novice compared to Tyson. I don't know. Okay, now what's the appeal here? You know what I mean? What's the hook?
Two of the greatest boxers ever to fight each other.
Just I feel like we just saw that with Tyson and Roy. You know what I mean? Like that's kind of the same hook.
I feel like Tyson and Roy didn't have the same like vast reach that
was a
Jake
big
Paul
deal.
versus.
That's a wrap for today's video. Stay tuned for the next one.